appropriate. Okay? All right. One of the most common kinds of problems, well, because they're all connected with tension, and I'll just start off with this. One of the most common problems that people have is headache. Does anybody here have a headache right now? Got one headache back here. The first technique I'm going to share, I'll explain it after I do it. The first technique I'm going to share is called Kahi. I'll write that down and explain it and show you how it works. So put your hand right in the back in there. Okay, right about there? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to do it and then I'll explain what I've done. Any change? Slight change? Okay. That was one form of what I did, and I'm going to do another form of it. I'll show you what I've done afterwards. All right, how's that? Got better?
Yeah, much better, yeah.
Much better?
Yeah.
Is there any trace of it left? I think it's going to start flowing on by itself.
Right.
Okay? Good. Thank you. Give him a hand for coming up here. Now, that didn't take long, did it? All right? That was real quick, and I'm going to tell you exactly how it worked. And if we have any other kinds of things that will come to that can be used with this technique, we'll do that too. This technique, it's called Kahi. I'll hold this up so that you can see it in the back too. Okay. K-A-H-I. It's one of our main techniques that we use for a lot of different things. The full name of this and the form we use it is called Kahi Loa, and a total description of the whole thing is in my book Instant Healing. But we use two forms of it right here. Can I have you back? This might even help. Now I'm going to use him for a demonstration. Okay. First of all, he was feeling the pain up here. So what I did was I put my fingers, now it was in two places, so I put my fingers in the general areas so I could contact the area of pain. The first thing I did was something called root Kahi. Kahi Loa is based on working with the elements of nature, and it has to do with the way that you focus your mind. The word means the flow, Kahi. All right? And it also means oneness. You're bringing two things together. And it also means in massage work, a very, very light touch of the hands. Virtually no pressure at all. Okay? So I put a couple fingers there, or my hand there to touch that area. The first thing I did was stretch my fingers out toward the floor. And imagine that I'm connected to the floor. This is the root system that goes to the floor. Now the plant, we look at this as a plant, nourishes the roots, and the roots nourish the plant. And which one this is done here, which way the energy goes, depend on my intention. So since this is a tension area, and very often in headaches you want to relieve that tension, that pressure, I inhaled with my attention right here. With all my attention here, I inhaled. And I might sometimes even imagine drawing the energy into my fingers. And then I imagine those roots in the ground, and when I exhale, I put all of my attention where those roots are entering the ground. I do not try to move the energy through my body and through my arm and down the roots into the ground. That's common. There are techniques that are like that. This technique, you don't do that. You inhale at one point, exhale at the other point. There'll be another technique quite similar, but we don't use the hands for it. Okay? Inhale at one point, exhale at the other point. And this is based on the idea that energy flows where attention goes. So if I have my attention here, energy will flow. If I move my attention over here, energy will move over there. And if I go back and forth, we create a wave in between. And the nature of energy moving is to relieve tension. And that's the theory behind it. When we use the theory, it works. So on this one, I inhaled here and I exhaled there. I only got a slight effect for this particular condition. So I modified to something that we call stone kahi. That's where we touch 2 points on the body. Again, I inhaled with my attention here at the neck, exhaled with my attention on the base of the spine. And I'll tell you why I use that point in a moment. And so I just did inhale, exhale several times. And for this particular instance of headache, he got the greatest relief. And it's based on the idea that your attention will induce the energy to move all by itself without any effort. And then when the tension is relieved, the body heals. Okay? How do you feel now?
Better.
Better? Even better. Good, good. Thank you. So any questions about that process? Yes. That's a good question. Does it matter which hand? No. Doesn't matter which hand. The hands are primarily there to help you focus your attention. Now, of course, you might have an awful lot of energy yourself, and that's a good thing. And your energy field is going to be connected with the other person, so there's going to be a wave through your field. By induction, we'll make a wave through his field and help his body heal itself. But the hands are there primarily for the help in keeping your focus. All you'd actually have to do with practice is stand next to somebody and shift your attention mentally only, and you can get the same effect.